Hi Shabbir,
Hey Deb, good evening.
can you see my video okay or?
It's blurred. Yeah, it's fine now. It's good now. Yeah, we're on. We have attendees on the uh, dashboard and also on YouTube. So we have Anvesh Mishra, Vaibhav Gehlot. We also have Srirampur Sasan, Bhartiya Nagrik, Ravindra Rebel. So can you all confirm if you can hear us loud and clear? Can you all confirm? Vaibhav? Okay, Vaibhav says yes, he can hear
Vaibhav
us.
is
And
okay.
what about Anvesh? Anvesh, Bhartiya Nagrik, Avnish, Srirampur. You can hear us? Or Ravindra Rebel? Okay, excellent, excellent. So welcome all of you to our live orientation session for this essays module. And it's me, Shabbir, along with my dear friend, partner in crime, Devda Tripathi. So many of you have been interacting with Dev for quite some time now, almost 5, 6 months on our Telegram channel on essays. If you have not joined the channel, you must join the channel. Dev, if you can share the link, if you have it here with you,
Yeah,
maybe.
I will. I think our team will put it on the YouTube as well as this.
Yes,
I'll put
yes,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So welcome all of you. Happy to be there on a good, nice Monday evening. Uh, so Dev, I think most of them have joined us. We can start off. So Alpha Voice One also says good evening. Okay, with a big heart, I love you emoji. Hi Alpha. Please mention other partners as well. Yes, we also have Nayan and Tabashir sir also partnering with us, but it's me and Deb who will be taking your classes. But the whole team behind us that supports the process. You're right, I should mention all of them. We also have operations and the rest. So Alpha knows the process a bit more in depth. Okay, great. Thimen Gowda MN, welcome to the session. So before we start off our conversation, uh, is it possible for you to quickly list down and say a few things on what exactly scares you in essays writing? While they type in, maybe you could introduce the process. Uh, what scares aspirants, what they're concerned about, and while we talk, all of you please punch in. Tell us what are you scared about? What scares you most about essays writing? Yeah, Dev.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to be talking about this problem because we just finished prelims. I don't know how many of you are actually appearing mains this year, but definitely any time is a good time to start essays. We say this because essay writing is a skill that requires some foundational elements, right? So it requires some time to develop, and it doesn't get done overnight. So I think if you haven't done, systematic class, do it now. But you can really start at any point of time. And then one thing that Shabir and I always talk about is the fact that this is like gymming. This is like gymming in the sense you must know the recipes, you must know the exercises, you must have somebody to teach you those things so that you are doing them correctly, right? If you're doing a squat or a bench press or whatever, don't do it in the wrong technique. So you learn it with us in a 4 to 6 week period, and then what happens is you have to put in the hard work. That is the process for me, Shabir, that they understand the techniques in a 4 to 6 week time period, and then they actually apply it every day from then on till they actually appear the exam. So the way we have done this course is the course and the Telegram channel really go hand in hand. The Telegram channel is not just another social media channel, they really go hand in hand. So you in the course you get the in-depth techniques and all of that, and you apply it on a day in and day out basis in the Telegram channel. So we our format is extremely simple. There we pick up a topic, we get to the brass tacks, but we'll discuss what the process is. But the overall idea of essays to me is this, Shabir, that they gym and then they practice. So gymming is the class, the practice is the Telegram channel.
We have very interesting, uh, you know, comments punched in. Like Thimen Gowda says, the problem is interpretation of philosophical essays. Avnish also says misdiagnosing the philosophical essays and peeling the various layers of a topic. Okay, he has done this a bit more. On the YouTube, Ravindra says, we think we have done very good, but because of subjectivity, we're not able to get good marks. The subjectivity of essay marks scares more than anything. And last 2 3 years, he says, not able to gauge our performance, writing descriptive arguments. So if I sum this up, I think there are four things you guys are struggling with. One is you're struggling with how to interpret the essay. The second is, okay, like Alpha Voice 1 says, wrapping up is difficult. Wrapping up the essays in few words. Okay, so the whole packaging, even if you interpret, that's a challenge. The third problem, Ravindra Bell says, he does not know why it's going wrong. He thinks he has done well. And subjectivity is what he thinks is probably his problem. Maybe he feels the examiners evaluate on different standards than what he thought he should have scored on. And plus, how to develop arguments. So they're asking you this question. Do you really think the subjectivity of the topic is the bigger challenge? I mean, is it possible two examiners evaluating the same essay? They can be so different in their evaluation. They can vary considerably. Is that a major possibility
See,
in why
to
people
me,
score less?
yeah, Shabir, the way I explain it to myself is subjectivity is like darkness. Okay. It is like andhera. You don't know what is inside the darkness. Subjectivity is like a big blob. You don't understand it. So it is a source of fear. Okay. I think we just need to shine some light on that subjectivity and say, ये कहाँ से आता है subjectivity? And I think it starts from the syllabus itself, right? There is no bounding box of the syllabus. Everyone says, oh, it's all over the place. Philosophy, social justice, political systems, कुछ भी आ सकता है इसके रियल में. तो ये subjectivity is like darkness. I think we should put some light. We should show them some ideas, and this is what we do in the course as well as in the channel, is that get you to understand where the subjectivity is coming from. And it is not, it's not that subjective as you think. Okay. And sometimes when you don't understand why you didn't do well, we blame it on subjectivity. But I think we need to peel the onion a few layers to actually understand वो कहाँ से आ रहा है, क्या हो रहा है. Right.
So if I am reading right, what Dave is trying to tell us is, ठीक है, subjectivity है, yes, you're right, but वो इतना vague भी नहीं है, Ravinder. It's not like I'll say tomato, somebody else says like a brinjal, somebody else will say no, it's an elephant, a third guy says no, it's a bird. इतना भी नहीं है. Okay, there is subjectivity, but it's not as vague as random, if that's what your concern is. There is a process to it. It's just that maybe you have not been exposed to how essays are being evaluated. What are the criteria? Like if something is good, while we may vary on scale of how good, but very rarely will somebody call it as poor. Okay. So if somebody is expecting 130, 140 marks and he ends up getting 50, 60, 70, it's just a case of misdiagnosing the criteria of evaluation. Okay, so subjectivity hai, agreed. Essay writing is subjective. Interpretations are subjective. But the marking and evaluation is not random. There is a design to that. And I hope we get to understanding the design. Yes, Akshay, we will explain all of this in a layman's form. But today's session is more like orientation. एक आपको idea दे रहे हैं what we will do, what we are supposed to do. But you'll have to go through the process to understand how essays are written. Okay. Exactly क्या करना है? Yes, we'll hit that, Akshay. So that was answering Ravinder Rebel. Yes, and I agree that the biggest challenge is the interpretation of the essay. I'm very happy you guys have said that, because most people think they know the topic and they start writing. If you do not spend enough time thinking through what the topic is about, what is it demanding in terms of interpretation, what the topic is asking in terms of mapping it to some real life events, contextual development. So I think interpretation is one of the very big challenges, and I'm happy you have said that. Thimen Gowda and even Avnesh, I am happy. Dave, what do you think? Is interpretation of the essays as difficult, or can we have a method around how we can interpret a essay topic a bit more objectively?
Absolutely. And I think there are methods, techniques to do these things. The trouble that happens is when we follow a technique blindly, right? And we say, okay, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. This is the approach, without understanding the demand of the topic. So most of the cases I have seen, students actually jump into writing before they do that dissection of the topic to really understand the demands of it. And I think Akshay is right. There is a lot of philosophical gyan everywhere, and not something that is specific and actionable, right? So I think, Shabbir, we talked about a few things: abstract nature of the syllabus, subjectivity of the evaluation, and the problem of dissection of the topic, right? These three are, I think, the key. I'm glad the students raised this, because these three are the fundamental problems that they are facing today. And I think another thing to think about is the last year's question paper, and see because all of you have tried doing that, right? And then you have got a mark, so you didn't get marks. So, what is your perspective? Which essay was tough last year? Let us, and you can try this. Shabir and I can take an example and actually discuss that so that you can understand and appreciate कि किस लेवल का डिफिकल्टी डिटेलिंग चाहिए होता है. Sir, please teach on breaking the essay topics to address actual demand. Excellent, Shweta. That is exactly what this is about. That's exactly what this is about. And we always say, you will hear this separately from Shabbir and I, and also together, that spend time on the topic. Don't rush into writing. Don't jump into writing. Don't worry about writing good English, floral language, all of that. थोड़ा wait करो, थोड़ा सोचो, what is the topic all about? What is it trying to ask you? Read between the lines, read between the words, and it will come. We'll take a couple of examples today to illustrate the point.
Yeah, they, in fact, now that you're talking about the mistakes students make, एक बहुत कॉमन मिस्टेक मुझे लगता है कि इट इज द माइंडसेट विथ विच स्टूडेंट्स अप्रोच एन essay. आई हैव सीन मोस्ट स्टूडेंट्स आस्क मी क्वेश्चंस लाइक, सर ये टॉपिक है, मैं क्या लिख दूं, व्हाट डू आई राइट डाउन? सर ये टॉपिक है, व्हाट डायमेंशंस कैन आई राइट सो दैट आई राइट 10 pages? Sir, can I start an essay with a story? Can I start an essay with a quote or a proverb? The focus is on how to fill the pages. The focus is on what to write rather than thinking on what the topic demands out of a writer. So because they want to fill up the pages, because they want to ensure they're written 1,000 odd words, most students fall trapped to formula writing. I'll give an example to you, all of you. I mean, it's something relatable. I'm talking about my school days. What, maybe class the fifth, yeah, sixth side, yeah, maybe I was on that time. I was going out to play one of the cricket matches. Okay, I was never a great player. I was okay, manageable. I would survive the overs. So I happened to know somebody much more senior. He was, I think, in class 9th or 10th. I told him, भैया मुझे कुछ शॉट बता दो, क्या खेलूं मैं? He said, back foot में आके डिफेंस कर लेना. Second shot he told me was, dance down the wicket 2 steps and lift the ball. And third, he said, sweep the ball or play it, on your on side, like if you have a good length. So मेरे दिमाग में ये 3 shot था. Okay, that I defend, come back and defend, or dance down and lift the ball, or play it on side if. So I was batting. The formula was set. ये 3 काम करना है. Okay, the first ball, okay, I said, okay, I'll defend. The formula was set. So whatever he did, I went 2 steps behind and defended. Okay, it was successful. तो डिफेंड हो गया. अब फॉर्मूला था कि अब मुझे आगे जाके मारना है. Okay, so whatever be the bowling, I had made up my mind. I will dance down the wicket and lift him. And the ball was a short ball. Okay, and I danced down the wicket to try to hit him. It rose to a good length. I hit it on my chin. And third ball, I was told कि offside में खेल लेना है. The ball was keeping low on the offside. Okay. So it was like I was applying a formula mechanically without knowing the merit of the ball, without seeing the setting of the field, without knowing what the ball is trying to do. And I keep reminding myself of that mistake when I'm writing an essay. The common formula everybody is taught, and the formula is to fill up the pages, which is the technique called as pestle technique. उसके अलग अलग versions हैं. Pestle is P for political, E for economic, S for social, T for technological, E for ecological, L for legal. कोई भी टॉपिक देखते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स आज सर इसका सोशल डायमेंशन ये है, इसका पॉलिटिकल डायमेंशन ये है, इसका लीगल डायमेंशन ये है. And my assertion here is this formula works for somebody who has no clue on what to write. उसको एकदम 0, 10, 15 मिल रहा है, फॉर्मूला डालकर वो 20, 30, 40, 50 स्कोर कर देगा, मे बी इवन 90, 100 स्कोर कर देगा. बट ये फॉर्मूला डाल के ही कैन नेवर स्कोर मार्क्स विच मैटर टू गेट अ रैंक. इट्स लाइक फॉर्मूला लगाकर आई कैन सर्वाइव एन ओवर, but I can't hit a half century. I can't hit a century. I can't have a match, a winning performance if I go by a formula for batting. Okay, so I would like to start our conversation with this mess called as pestle technique, which is an absolutely, I say, irrelevant in many of the topics. We'll show some topics to you. Now, Dave, what is your take on this formula? You have seen quite a bit of essays coming in on the Telegram channel. How often do you see students abusing, misusing?
You know what? I'll be candid. When I saw the 24 question paper last year, I did not think pestle was relevant for any single one of them. Maybe one, the social media topic. It just didn't fit, right? So it is like the same example you gave. You decided to dance down the track, but the ball is a short ball. So most of the people, and Akshay is saying the same thing, that he's following a mentor and they suggest normal political, social dimensions. तो एक ही trick है. That's what they're trying to teach you. Don't do that mess, because the trick or the process should change based on the demand of the topic. The whole idea is that you are writing on a topic, and then the way the topic is worded determines everything. Like the same example, I think Ravindra, you were talking about, forests precede civilization and deserts follow them. इसका अभी पेस्टल बनाओ, पॉलिटिकल, इकोनॉमिक, सोशल, टेक्नोलॉजिकल, you will not get anywhere, right? So eventually क्या होगा? I think if you have used AI technology, this happens, right? You ask any answer, it will give you the same answer in the same format. So you ask AI, okay, give me the answer to this essay in pastel format. It will give you something, but that something will be total garbage. And this is what I am seeing over and over again in the channel. And students are picking up now. Students, after 6-7 months of doing this channel, I can see so many students are benefiting, and they're asking the right questions and figuring out the topic, actually writing the dimensions. Most most sort of what they call, Shabbir, aha moment, or eureka moment for me was, of course, I knew it. For the students, it spelled out clearly was when one of our ex-students who was qualified this year, very good rank, Manju, he talked about the fact that he had to simplify his essays to succeed, right? So what is happening is a lot of students, that's another thing I'm seeing, is that they think it is a test of writing. So they start writing English and verbose or bombastic words, or try to weave together something that sounds like really like Shashi Tharoor. Okay. But this is not a writing test. This is the fundamental thing you need to understand. There is a reason why the syllabus is vague. This is not a writing test. This is a critical thinking and organizing test, right? So this test is all about testing your critical thinking skills, how you are able to think about an abstract topic, how you are able to pull together the arguments. Are you able to put the arguments in some sort of a cohesive narrative that tells a story? तो ये है ऐसे का पर्पस, द पर्पस ऑफ the essay paper in UPSC exams. And if you look at UPSC syllabus, go and check it out today. When you see essays, the objective is actually exactly what I said: thinking, organizing your arguments lucidly in a concise and clear way, right? So they're not looking for authors, English authors, or people who write very intellectually to join the ranks. They want to have people who think clearly and are able to communicate their ideas clearly. तो ये है problem with pestle. I'll give you another example. The empires of the future will be empires of the mind. Or even worse example, wisdom finds truth. How will you apply pestle? You cannot, right? So I think everything is about topic and understanding the topic. So Shabir, I feel एक example लेके let us illustrate that. I
Yeah.
think students will have a good understanding. And I think one example I always try to pick, this is a hard one, is let's take what Ravindra said: the forest precedes civilizations and deserts follow them. What it actually is saying. So first of all, Shabir, let me put you on the spot a little bit. I know, this is sort of probably something that you care deeply about, given geography and environments and everything that you teach. Now, um, the topic, how would you break this topic down? Let's, if you walk through the beginning, and then I can add some details there.
Okay. So, okay, guys. So, it's an active practice session or active demonstration session. And let's see, okay, if you all can participate too. This was a 2024 topic, and I have uh, shared it on our dashboard, not on the Telegram. The topic is forests precede civilizations and deserts follow them. This topic was also suggested by Ravindra Rebel. Okay, so Ravindra, three, four things. Number one, I hope all of you see that this is not a topic that you can dissect simply on pestle lines. Okay, what is the political dimension of this? What's the ecological dimension? What's the social dimension? What's the legal dimension? Maybe you can have a couple of lines on, okay, there is a social dimension to this. A few lines, okay, there's ecological, I mean, obvious point is there's ecological dimension to this. But that won't be enough to write a good essay. So let us discard the pestle technique completely. So I personally will do three things. Number one, the first test is this topic an argumentative topic, or is this topic a descriptive topic, or is this topic a persuasive topic? All of you, when you start writing any essay, this is one of the first tests you should put your topic to. What is the topic's nature? Is it asking me to elaborate and explain it and demonstrate various dimensions? Or is it asking me to argue on something? There's a pros and a con, I must argue on it. Or is it about some stands taken and I have to convince the reader about that stance? So forests precede civilization and deserts follow them. Yes, there are different perspectives possible to this, but it is not really an open exploration. बहुत क्लियर स्टेटमेंट है, इसमें बहुत ज्यादा वाइल्ड और यू कैन से ओपन डिस्कशंस डिमांड नहीं कर रहा है. So my guess, this is not an exploration or expository topic. It is not a description, because description to kisi mein bhi kar lo, but this requires something more deeper. This statement does not have a very strong counterpoint. Okay, I mean, there can always be arguments against a statement, but is statement that forests precede civilizations, civilizations as in, cities, civilizations as in trade, civilizations as in agriculture. Before man did all of that, yes, there was nature, it was rich, it was vibrant, there were forests. And after civilizations, urbanizations, industries, agriculture, machines, there was loss of forest, there is loss of biodiversity. Okay. Of course, forest के और भी dimensions हैं. It's not just about ecological trees and plants. Deserts के भी और भी dimensions हैं, not just a treeless or plantless deserts. But by and large, ये statement correct है. इस statement का counterpoint इतना strong नहीं है. So जिस topic में counterpoints नहीं होगा, we call that as a persuasive essay. So first I dismiss pestle technique. Second, I identify that this topic demands some kind of persuasive writing. Okay, where the statement is strong, not a very strong counterpoint, and I must convince the reader. Then a third step is I will want to map this to what kind of values it is referring to, what type of issues it is referring to. So बहुत superficial level में, the issue it is referring to is that man, his activities by nature are a bit destructive. Man by nature does not support harmony. Man and his predisposition is he simplifies things. Okay. Then I will move on towards why this happens, who has done this, what can we do about this. So at a very high level, this is what I would have thought through.
Yeah, so I think you gave a demonstration of first understanding ki ye topic hai kya, right? What kind of topic? I think don't write before you know this. Second is you examine the topic from 2 or 3 ways. So you almost paraphrased it in 2, 3 different ways to kind of understand what it means. Don't write before you do that. The third thing is knowing the implied wisdom or the underlying philosophical angle underneath that essay. Don't write before you know these 3 things. And I would even say that ये 3 चीज करने के बाद what you must do is write down in bullet points in telescopic writing the 6 arguments that you need to build, 5 or 6 argument that you need to build. Okay, and if there is it is argumentative essay, there is counter arguments, maybe 4 and 2 or 3 and 3. Balance is the other thing we teach in the class. Sometimes 90-10 is the right balance, sometimes 50-50 is the right balance, sometimes 30-70 is the right balance. So understanding what the right balance. So when you write those core arguments, then you are sort of ready to start writing. After we do the core arguments, we do one more exercise. And one of you were talking about this on YouTube, is that, Akshay, I think you talked about the arguments need to be interlinked. Excellent point. So Shabbir and I call this storyboarding. How do we put the entire flow of thought together so that it feels like I didn't hear or I didn't read 10 different things, I read one story, right? If you can write like that, and we have something called the essay canvas that we have perfected over last 10-15 years of teaching students. And this is sort of a storyboarding mechanism. So you look at the Edukemy canvas, you see how to slot together your arguments and build that entire chain of interlinked arguments to make a concise point, to make a comprehensive point about the topic, so that the audience, the evaluator, gets an idea of what is your thought process look like, how matured your thought process is, how strong your thought process is, how nuanced your thought process is. These are the things that you need to express in your essay. Not English language, not vocabulary, not examples, quotes. A lot of you come to me and say, okay, sir, मैंने बहुत सारा एग्जाम्पल लिख दिया लेकिन स्टोरी नहीं था. That usually happens when you skip some of these things and you rush straight into writing. You think about three examples and you start. Right? Quotes and examples. Those are the other things apart from pestle, Shabbir, that I would like to tell students to not worry about. Having a nice intro is good, but you can only write that nice intro when you understand the topic, what is your thesis, how will you argue, then you can write a good intro. Um, yeah, so that was one example. Hopefully that gave you guys certain idea. And one thing, Shabir, I wanted to do is talk a little bit about how our course is structured, so they can get a sense of how we go about it, what is the process, and to get an understanding of what to expect. Okay. So,
One question I just want to ask all the listeners, if I may, Dave.
yeah, absolutely.
Can you guys all tell this to me from your experience, from your writing or whatever? What is UPSC trying to do by asking you to write an essay? क्या करना चाह रहा है? What is it that they are looking for? Because they already have made you write 4 GS papers. You already have written 2 optional papers. Why one more topic called, or one more paper called essays? Have you thought on this, or have you discussed with somebody कि essays paper का क्या purpose हो सकता है? कभी सोचा आप लोगों ने? It's like, if I do not know what is being tested, I will not know what to write. If I do not know what am I being evaluated against, what are the criteria, I will not know what is good performance. Organization, good flow of thought process. Yes, Ravinder, right? But ये essays क्यों लिखा रहे हैं? क्या organization and good flow बाकी GS आंसर से पता नहीं चलता है? अगर मैं 100 वर्ड या 200 वर्ड का आंसर लिख रहा हूं GS में और ऑप्शनल में, क्या उसमें पता नहीं चल रहा है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कैपेबिलिटी है या नहीं? क्या उससे पता नहीं चल रहा है कि गुड फ्लो है या नहीं? एसेस दोबारा क्यों लिखा रहा है? Why is a person who writes well means thinks well? Correct. But Avnish, okay, who writes well, इसमें write well का क्या definition है बताओ? Okay. राइट वेल में क्या लिखोगे ताकि वो लगेगा कि हाँ राइट वेल किया है? टू हैव अ पीक इनटू आवर माइंड, परफेक्टली फाइन, ठीक है विशाल? पीक इनटू अ माइंड एंड सी what are they searching? Every writing में they are peeking into my mind. Even if they make me write a GS answer, वो दिमाग ही तो देख रहे हैं और क्या देख रहे हैं? They peek into your mind and find out how much I understand. They peek into your mind and they find out how much I remember. Yes, yes, AK, absolutely. कुछ और बताओ? I'll just give an analogy. I know I'm digressing a bit, but you can appreciate this. Think of there is a selection process for some sports, and a coach comes and says, "Okay, we are inviting applications for the sports. All of you, please line up, and we will make you run, and we will pick you up, okay, and we will select on the basis of your performance." So hundreds of students line up. यार हम तो sports में करना चाह रहे हैं participation, and they start, okay, to get ready. The chief coach says, "Okay, done." He says 1, 2, 3, go, run. They all start running. Some of them run very fast. Some of them run very, very far. Some of them run for 50 meters and fall down. Some of them barely take off. Okay. And when the selection happens, they discover the guy who ran first was not selected. The guy who ran farthest, not selected. The guy who fell down after 50 meters was the guy who was selected. Okay. So then there was a commotion. They said, "ये तो लग रहा है biased है, ये तो match fixing हो गया." Why did somebody who fell down get selected, and why somebody who won the race not get selected? The coach is questioned. The coach says, "I made you all run, and you all assumed that I was checking your speed. So some of you ran very fast. Some of you assumed I was checking your stamina. So you kept on running very, very far. I'm choosing a person who can be a fast bowler. For a fast bowler, I need somebody who has a good poise, a good run-up, somebody who has a good balance for 20, 30 meters of sprint, not 100 meters race. I'm looking for a person, okay, who can hold the ball and bring the ball from great height, a good person with good height, and who can run well for 20 meters. So agar criteria pata hota, okay, those who ran, that they are not being tested for speed, they're not being tested for stamina, they would all have been careful and maybe would have given their best performance demonstrating their balance and running. तो यही मिस्टेक होता है. अगर आपको पता ही नहीं है एसेस में क्या टेस्ट हो रहा है, अगर आपको पता ही नहीं है एसेस में क्या देखकर मार्क्स मिल रहा है, you have all the formula. Sir, I wrote 10 quotes. Sir, I began the essay with a story. Sir, I wrote about India's dimension. I wrote slokas in Sanskrit, और फिर भी मार्क्स नहीं मिला. Some ask questions, sir, मैंने black pen में लिखूं या red pen में लिखूं या blue pen में लिखूं. Okay. So you should know what the essay is testing. उसके बाद में, okay, I'm alluding to one of you who talked about some mentor suggesting political economic dimension. Unfortunately, the person does not know कि आपको लिखना क्या है to get evaluated in the right way. Did you all understand what I was trying to demonstrate, or did I speak more than you could have tolerated? Anvesh, Nityanand. Yeah, Nityanand is right. Personality, thinking structure, personality aspects, yes, correct. Our values, ability to understand, explore different ideas, find analogies, examples, Analogies, examples tool hai, Anvesh. They are tool to demonstrate something. Clarity, flow. वो तो बेटा ऐसे हो ना हो, सब में आपको clarity चाहिए, even GS answers. I mean, just think about it, okay? I've just given one cue to all of you. Okay. Yes, they're testing your ability to critically think, correct? Okay. They're testing your ability, okay, whether you can dive deep and more importantly, your conviction on some of the values. Dave, I just went off a bit
Yeah,
more than
yeah,
I should
no,
have.
I think
Maybe.
I think that was a very key point, and one of the I think Nityanand, you talked about personality development. Akshay, you talked about that too, and I want to just mention that a lot of students say that essays is like ethics. Ethics is a tool for essays, just like Shabbir just pointed out. But essays is something that is testing a part of your personality. In that way, it is more like an interview, in the sense that how you overall think, and how do you create a perspective in your brain. This is exactly being tested in essays. So it is actually a facet of personality. So personality development overnight नहीं होता है, but it happens um, through, there are techniques, there are processes, there are things that you must do in a gym with a trainer to get that understanding, and then you have to practice. So and then good leaders, people who have personality, people who are dynamic in nature, they don't follow a set pattern for success, in the sense apply the set pattern every time. They see a good batsman, like Shabir has been taking cricket, so I'll take it even further. A good batsman, they say that always plays to the merit of the ball, right? You should see the ball and then select your shot. You should have enough tools in your armor. Pestle is just one tool. Okay. The problem is when the tool becomes the profession, right? Or the tool becomes your career, that I just know how to hook. Okay, you're never going to get selected in the team, right? So I think don't make pestle your career choice or pestle your essays means pestle. Stay away from anybody who gives you a magic recipe to succeed. Usually those things are bogus. तो आई थिंक पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट के लिए क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग बहुत ज़रूरी है. एंड क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग के लिए it's like that essay topic, right? Thinking is like a game. It does not begin when till there is an opposing side. There was a essay topic, right? The opposing side in this case is a essay topic. Okay, so your thinking has to begin, and you must think analytically, critically, and then put your thoughts together. So, excellent point, Shabir. I don't think you digressed at all. It was important to bring that out. And Ravindra, you're right. Checking your capacity of convincing, we said there are three types of topics: persuasive, argumentative, and descriptive. Off late, okay, off late, in 2024-23, the proportion of persuasive essays has dramatically increased. So when I see the classification, it is more and more these persuasive type of essays that have a slightly subjective philosophical tone that is coming more. So with that, Shabir, let's see a little bit of the course.
Yes,
I
yes.
think, you can. Akshay has one more doubt. Seeing the components of any argument, there is a viewpoint which is my own and concrete example. Is this format right? Do I need to follow this in every argument? Akshay, hold your thought. Hold your thought. I think there is. Let me walk through the 4 weeks, and then you will see in which week your problem is actually going to be solved. Okay. So overall, this course is designed in 4 to roughly 6 weeks. I say 4 to 6 weeks because actual course material is, we say, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. But there is always starting trouble. There is always trouble in the way, right? कभी कभी रास्ते में टायर पंक्चर हो जाता है, so things happen. So we take a little bit. Some people finish early, some people finish late. That's fine. The way we have done it is that there is a combination of live and recorded sessions, because we feel a lot of the concepts, you can actually, if you are able to grasp, it's good to give you the recorded, because you can study them, you can practice them, you can go over, you can see it many times. There is, the advantages of recorded are there. But some things where you actually need a demonstration, we have included a lot of recorded demonstration, but we do a lot of live demonstrations between the two of us in those live sessions. So it's actually a pretty healthy mix of live and recorded. The way we have organized is 4 weeks. If you take 4 to 6 weeks, it's fine. Roughly, there is a one live sessions of maybe 1.5 2 hours, or two, roughly 1.5 to 2 hours of live sessions every week. But knowing fully well you are doing other things, mains preparation, this is the ideal time one spends in this essay topic. So, how do we divide the 4 weeks? Is the next question. First week is all about foundations, which is all about what UPSC essays are, and how should we categorize UPSC essays, the thematic analysis of UPSC. So question paper, understanding the question paper and the context, कि what is being tested. This is very important, right? So it is almost like, match के पहले pitch report होता है, right? Somebody goes and sees the pitch and the outfield and all that. This is exactly that. You understand what is being tested. This is week 1. Week 2, we go through the building blocks. Building blocks are the components, what makes a good argument, a good introduction, good conclusion, where do examples fit in, how to do the treatment of the essay, what types of essays, all those building blocks, all the techniques that you need to write an essay are in week 2. Then week 3 is when we use the essay canvas, the storyboard, to put it all together, right? So you have understood the components, the Lego blocks. Now you put the Lego blocks together to make your essay. So week 3 is the first time you're actually attempting to write the end-to-end essay together. Okay, so no rushing into understanding the components and then figuring out how do we put them together. So these are the 3 weeks. The last week is all about tests. So section, small tests, big tests, it's all exam environment, right? So we'll give you essay topic, or exactly like how UPSC essay paper is, you'll get a choice of section A, section B, and you'll attempt the essay. So this is your week 4. And then people who have bought the test series, you have email ID, we have avenues, you send your tests and we'll get them evaluated. More often than not, when you do the treatment of the essay topic, the type of essay, and get to the arguments, usually we find that you can write a good essay. Your essay writing itself becomes better. So we focus a lot of time upfront on that critical thinking aspect that you touched on today. Critical thinking, personality development, how to create a good thought process, how to dissect the essay in a compelling manner. This is the core of the essay, and that's what we do. Okay. I'll share my screen and show you a little bit of how the course looks like. You'll obviously see it once you log in to the dashboard. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so you see this is our dashboard, and on the left you see the curriculum, right? Week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And every week you will see, if I expand, you will see all those details that I just talked to you about. Week 1 is all about foundations, types of essays, common myths, what are skills are required. Every module has MCQs as well as some subjective tests that you must take to make sure you've really understood and grasped the components. And then this is also sort of in depth of good UPSC essay. We show you what good looks like, right? So we'll take some examples, we'll do some activities around paraphrasing, topic treatment, things like that. Week 2, we do the deep dive. This is the components that I talked about. Introduction, body, conclusion, arguments, enrichment ideas. Then we do something called directed brainstorming, which is making sure that you actually, this is an activity list for each of these sections that you studied earlier in the deep dive section. So there will be activities on conclusion, introduction, body, and so on and so forth. And essay canvas, week 3. And then we have thematic discussions also in week 3, where we actually get into the philosophies. We get into various themes that get repeated: economy, social justice, growth and development, environment sustainability, a different type of philosophies, education, cognitions, things that really come um, in most of these essay topics. And then week 4 is final test and feedback. So this is roughly the course, and you will have, those of you who have joined the course, you will have a special cohort in Telegram. I urge you all to join that, because that's where we'll discuss through the course what happens within the course. We'll discuss, and you can ask doubts, and we clarify all the announcements. Everything happens in that. And then the dashboard I showed is where you get all the material. Shabbir, that was sort of needed, but I thought it will be good so that everyone gets a grounding.
Yeah, Dev, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Akshay has a question here. He says, how to decide whether to join class plus test series or only test series? Akshay, basically what happens, no, some of the students are very confident about the writing process. All that they want is some tests to get practice of writing. So for them, we suggest, okay, join the test alone. But our experience tells me that most of you should also understand and learn the process of writing. And not the test, because आप टेस्ट लिख के चले जाओगे तो हम क्या करेंगे, हम बस आपको मार्क्स देके छोड़ देंगे. But exactly क्या सही करना है क्या नहीं, unless you are very confident about your content and confident about the requirements of essays, for them tests alone is good. That's a call that you must take. But अगर आपको कंटेंट चाहिए, प्रोसेस समझना है, टेक्निक सीखना है, you must join the classes also. Akshay, it's a mix of live sessions and also recorded sessions. And it's a healthy mix, 50-50, 60-40 types हैं. You must do both. लाइव सेशंस में हम कुछ पढ़ाएंगे और लाइव सेशंस में मेंटोरिंग भी करेंगे. अगर कोई डाउट है तो पूछो, हमें बताते हैं. But otherwise, lot of other content will give you as video classes. आप अपने pace में देखो, and I recommend see the videos 2-3 times, because in this course we're challenging certain established notions of what is a good essay? जब आप लोग इतना कुछ सुन चुके हो from the ecosystem, which I strongly disagree. They feels is not the right approach. So you need to watch the videos couple of times to start appreciating what we are trying to tell you. In fact, ये पूरे ecosystem, I can tell you, we are the only ones who have been seriously challenging the pestle technique. So दो उसमें आपका एडवांटेज है कि आप अपने टाइम से पढ़ो, 2-3 बार देखना है देख लो, it will help you. Ravinder, most videos are about 15-20 minutes ke, and some videos are even shorter of 10 minutes also, but we have tried to keep most videos in the range of 15 to 20 minutes. Dave, if you can tell us approximately, I don't remember the exact count of the videos.
No, you're right. You're right. It's 15 20 minutes. And we have tried to keep your daily load, keeping in mind, तुम लोग mains भी कर रहे हो, you are doing other things. So, live sessions, Vishal, it will be in the evening. So, late evening, we can adjust based on the cohorts thing, but typically we do around 7 p.m. or after. So it is easy for everybody. Yeah.
Something of this kind, Vishal. आज हमने किया 7 बजे किया है, तो वही 7-8 बजे करते हैं इवनिंग को, एंड उसका पर्पस यही है कि essays learning should not be a burden. You should enjoy the process. And say, if I keep aside the course itself, personally, I think you all should join this course. It will open up your entire thinking process. It will give you a lot of understanding of the UPSC preparation itself. I mean, see, if I keep aside and forget about the UPSC as an institution, there are gaps, there are operational challenges, there are criticisms around some inefficiencies, वो सब छोड़ दो. But जो process बनाया है इन लोगों ने ना, it's a beautiful process. The way the syllabus is structured, the kind of questions they ask. ये अलग बात है कि you can always debate कि answer सही था, गलत था. You can always challenge कि marks ठीक नहीं मिला. But the questions that they generate, I'm at awe. हर साल they are at least 10 steps ahead than all of us. Okay, so if you understand that UPSC का mindset क्या है, वो क्या कराना चाह रहा है, what kind of bureaucrats are they looking for, what type of administrators they're trying to develop you into, it's a beautiful examination. अगर वो समझ में आ गया, it's enjoyable journey. So when we're asking, can you join us, even if the attempt is 26, I say essays course should be a first course.
Yeah.
Essays course, एक time था, couple of years ago, when lot of essay topics required current affairs writing. So in those days, the recommendation was finish your GS and then join the essays course. But ever since, the essays topics are abstract, philosophical. You don't need GS content. Okay, you need a basic thinking ability. You need your ability to question some societal value systems, practices, and you're on. और अगर ऐसे का आप डिजाइन समझ जाते हो ना, आपका जीएस भी इंटरेस्टिंग हो जाएगा. यू विल नो कि जीएस भी कैसे पढ़ा जाता है. I'll strongly recommend, okay, you join us. It's a very affordable package, worth maybe 2 or 3 pizza that you otherwise eat with your friends. उससे आपके 120-30 मार्क्स आ जाएंगे. ठीक है. So
And Shabbir, this I just 10 more seconds on what you just said. Ki it teaches you how to think, broadly from a UPSC standpoint. Same example, forest precedes civilizations. If you just see on the surface, what is it? It is sustainability, environments. This is what it's talking about. But we teach you a technique where you ask why of the topic and you go next 2 or 3 different layers. And if you ask few whys to this topic, why does you know desert follow civilization? Because of natural resources being very important for economic progress, right? That's everyone, what everyone will write. If you ask why is that, or why are human beings so fascinated, or why do human beings put so much effort into progress, then you're talking about something deep inside human psyche that is making us exploit nature. And then you can ask, even if you ask further why, you can get into this whole cognitive dissonance that's there when you're talking about environmental disasters or environmental, global warming or ecological awareness, that we all know what to do, but we never do it, right? And that is the core of what this topic is getting into, right? It is getting into that whenever there is a human civilization, we exploit mother nature and then we leave it in a state like this, like a desert. So it is actually talking about human nature more than ecology and environmental disasters. This is an example of how to get deeper into your thought process. So to me, this is very exciting, right? So, like Shabir, you said, it is very exciting to go deeper and understand topics and nuances of different topics. तो बहुत मजा आएगा. Once you get that juice, you can really, really, get satisfaction and also be better prepared. I think this will prepare you to write your GS answers even much better because you have a way to think now.
Yeah. Any questions? Any questions from our viewers, listeners? Anything that you want us to address? Like I said, today is the first session, like more of an orientation. We'll give you the entire dump of the essays. You can watch them. And then on regular basis, dates hai, okay, when we will sit down live, discuss topics, discuss some content. Anything you want to ask us, Vishal, Akshay, Ravinder, or Nityanand, AK, Adi, Mevin, Priyanshu, or Anvesh, Thimmegowda, Vaibhav, anything you want us to clarify, please feel free to ask. I'll take up your question, then I'll move ahead if all is good.
Yes, Nityanand, you will get recorded of the live classes also after they are done. But live is live because of a reason. So definitely try to join the live. You can ask questions. Tests will start from third week only. Tests are actually peppered all through the course. So it's not like actual essay writing in the sense that end-to-end essay writing, you will start from third week. Until then, you're not ready. So until then, you will just write something without knowing the technique. So I think that's why we do it from third week. And I'll repeat so that all of you remember this. Remember how I said essay is the course like the gym, and the Telegram channel is your practice, everyday practice. Okay. So definitely join the Telegram channel. We are not going to say bye bye, course over, hum log ja rahe hain, right? I think we have designed in a way that we will take you right through till your exam, right? So we'll get you prepared. We'll give you new and interesting essay topics. We'll check your arguments. And, in the Telegram channel, I actually review every single argument that comes my way. So totally join that channel if you haven't already. But you will know that several of the people that are in the channel already have taken the test, the course. So they know the technique. So their writing gets better. But you can learn from them. And then eventually, when it's your turn, you can also join. So those of you who have joined, great. Don't go away. Stay with us till your exams. Shabir, I think that's pretty much it, I guess,
Yeah,
right? Um, I don't see any more questions coming back. I
my
think
suggestion to all of you will be, do not jump into writing essays till you've understood what it takes to write an essay. Ideal number of essays, Anvesh, I think if you write 4 or 5 essays, you should be fairly comfortable. But don't start essay writing till you have viewed the entire course properly, understood the demand of the topics, how to break them up, how to write inductions. Okay, but 4 or 5 essays should be good. 4, 5, 6 essays is good to get a grasp of good writing skill. Are we done in that case, Dave? Anything else you want to discuss?
all set. All set, Shabir. We can wrap.
Yeah, so I have shared the Telegram channel with all of you. It's an open channel, no fee to pay. Just join us, and on regular basis, Dave mostly, and I also pitch in once in a while. We will respond to your messages. You can learn quite a bit interacting with other students, what they write, seeing their mistakes or seeing their good work. Okay, and hope to see you in the course also. Okay, so have a nice day, guys. All the best. Do I assume most of you are giving your mains this year, or are you giving your mains or preparing to give a mains 2026 next year? This year, Anvesh, then you don't have much time. Jump into it. Vaibhav this year. Excellent. Okay. It will be an amazing experience this year. Okay, the dashboard guys are giving this year. And anybody else? I think most of them who have joined us are giving exam this year, Dave. Okay.
That's good. That's good.
So, yeah. And don't stress out, okay? आप आराम से पूरा कोर्स को 2-3 राउंड देख सकते हो, because it's designed that way.
Good. Good.
Okay, Akshay, I'll see what has gone wrong. Okay, the operations will share the schedule again with you. Hi, Vishal, excellent. Vishal also is giving this year, so is Akshay. Okay,
Yeah.
then that's all from my side in this session. I hope to see you very soon on a live session. But please, all of you, without fail, see the videos and make jottings. Okay, it's a program you can put your earphones and hear it like a podcast. But do make some jottings. It always helps to revise. It always helps go back and revisit what you wrote. Okay, Vishal. Okay, Akshay, we have rectified the error on the schedule. You can have a look. Okay, then. Thank you from my side. Thank you for joining in. Dave, thanks
Thank you,
for being
everybody.
there. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All the best.
Bye. Bye now.